it's Liz Yuille from Old Stables Crafts. Thank you for joining me again today. Today I have got a slightly different project for you. I am going to be doing a number of Halloween, not Halloween projects because we're in the lead up to Halloween, but yeah, I thought I would do a few more, and then probably next week I will stop doing Halloween because it will be too late to get products out to you. So this is the project that I have already made using the Monster Bash paper, and I just fussy cut from one of the sheets this image, and I'm using the, let me get the name right, Mercury Glass Designer Acetate, which it comes, there's 4 sheets, 2 each of this pattern and this pattern. So I'm using this one for the Halloween one, and I'll be using this one for the one I'm about to make. So I've done this with crushed curry beneath the acetate, terracotta tile as the backing for Dracula, the black-edged scalloped ribbon, which is from the Monster Bash suite, and then just a basic black card base. The measurements are obviously going to be over on my website, because they always are, and that is linked immediately below, and it will link to this particular blog post. So I just fussy cut both of these, so nothing difficult. And yeah, it's just a cute little card. I've done some Wink of Stella over Dracula's face, just to give it a bit more of a sort of spooky feel. Really simple card. Obviously you could add a sentiment if you wanted, but as the Spooktacular Bash stamp set was out of stock when I recorded this, I thought I would avoid using the stamp set. So that's why I've used the paper. Don't always need to use a stamp set on a card, and I'm going to prove that again. So for the other card, I'm going to use the Let It Snow bundle. I'm using this paper, which is gorgeous. It's really interesting patterns and a great colour scheme, and I'm going to really go zingy with this colour scheme. I am going to pick up pretty much every colour. Okay, maybe 2 I'm not picking up. So the colour scheme for the Let It Snow specialty paper is Basic Black, Blueberry Bushel, Coastal Cabana, Flirty Flamingo, Real Red, Shaded Spruce and Whisper White, and I am using Real Red, Flirty Flamingo and Coastal Cabana, so it is going to be quite zingy. I'm not using the stamp set again. I am going to be using the punch, which comes with the stamp set as a bundle. So this is the stamp set. It's gorgeous. You can use the stamp obviously with this image here. The other images you can fussy cut if you want, and it's got some great sentiments. So we've got Merry Christmas, Let It Snow, hoping the season builds heartwarming memories, and a very useful to from. I love any stamp set that's got to from at this time of year because it's always helpful. So the punch will punch out these images. It won't punch out any of the other images as far as I can gather. So I'm going to cut this one out from the sheet. You may be wondering why I'm not using this one. It does feed, the paper does feed in from the bottom, but that is why I'm not using that one. And I'd rather have a corner cut off rather than a section in the middle. So it's just how I work. So I'm literally just going to cut round that and pop this into my punch and just feed it in so that it is where I want it to be. And particularly because it's got the glitter, it's actually quite easy to move around because there's a good bit of friction between my finger and the glitter. And I'm going to come as far up as I can on the head because I want to put a hat on him. So that is my little chap cut out. I have already punched the hat and arms, which are, I'll show you this way up, then it won't reflect quite so much. The hat is here, the arms are here, and then there is a little nose that you can punch out in probably pumpkin pie, because it'll be a carrot nose. So yeah, all done for you. So I need a little bit of liquid adhesive, or actually, no, I'm going to pop him up so I can use, it's always quite interesting sticking anything to glitter cardstock, so I'm going to just use a dimensional on the back. So if I pop that on there, I can then decide how I want his hat. And I think a jaunty angle would be nice, so we'll have a little jaunty angle there. And then his arms I will have to use liquid adhesive for, because I want them to be coming out from the middle of his body rather than from behind, because I think it looks odd coming out from behind. I don't know, it's just me, but there we go. So a tiny bit of liquid adhesive on one arm and a tiny bit on the other, and then I'll pop it under a block to help get that to seal while I put together the rest of my card. So we'll pop him up there. Whoops, doesn't want to stay up there. Come on, stay up there. And I'll just pop a C block over the top. Right, so I have already got a piece of Coastal Cabana, a piece of Flirty Flamingo, and a piece of real red curly ribbon. I would highly recommend that you tie ends in your curly ribbon while you're storing it, because it will unfurl otherwise. So it's the easiest way of keeping that curled and not decurled. Is decurled an option? I don't know. Anyway, so fold my Flirty Flamingo card base in half and just score that, and there we go. Now this has a film on it, and it's not that easy to work out which side the film is on, but it does have a film on it, and it's almost impossible. Aha, there we are. It's that side. So it's this side. You'll find that one side is slightly matter than the other, and that is actually the side that has a film on. So you can, if you're lucky, get a corner to come up, but what I would suggest you do is grab a piece of just ordinary sticky tape, pop it on a corner, and just pull off. And it's as simple as that. You will find your piece of film will just come off really easily, but it means that you don't have scratches on your acetate. So this I'm going to attach to my Coastal Cabana mat, and what I'm going to do is from the back just add some tiny weeny bits of snail on areas where there's quite a lot of the silver, because that won't show through. Oops, I don't know where that came from. So I'm just literally finding little areas where I can attach it. Now there will be an area, and let me see if I can work out where that would be. Let's use probably there, I think. So here on the back I can just add a really good covering, because it doesn't matter if it shows through, and it will show through when we put it on the Coastal Cabana, and I will show you that. But otherwise, just little areas where there is a fairly solid bit of the foiling, and you don't need a huge amount, you just need little bits here and there just to keep everything together. We are going to wrap a piece of ribbon around the whole thing, which again will help keep things together, but you don't need much. So grab our piece of acetate and our piece of card and marry one up against the other. Measurements will be on my website, which, as I say, is linked below. So then just very gently smooth it over the back. And actually you can't see yes you can, I can just, because this is where our snowman's going to be, I can just see the adhesive, but actually it's really not that bad. I think it would probably be worse on this where you've got bigger areas, but this, because it's not got big areas, and so long as you put it over the whole of a blob, it should be fine. Right, so, oh no, I don't want to put that on yet, do I? Real red ribbon. Now to adhere this, really the only choice we've got is sticky tape, because to try and adhere it on the front with anything is going to be a bit of a nightmare. So I'm going to just, let me see, cut it there. Now at this point I'm not too worried about the ends fraying, and in fact I will probably encourage them to fray, because then it will sit flatter. So let's, and I'm just using ordinary sticky tape. You could use double-sided tape, but I'm actually going to pop this up on dimensionals, so you wouldn't really need to worry about double-sided tape. So we're going around there. Now I do want it to look vaguely straight, so that would be straight. So I could actually cut too much. Better too much than too little. So let's get rid of that, and I'm actually going to deliberately unfray this end so that it's flatter to stick down. And again, I just need a piece of sticky tape and get that so that it's sort of straight. There we go, and just stick that down. And then we've got our nice piece of ribbon trim across the middle. Now I'm going to pop this up. This is not going to go through, certainly UK mail, as anything other than large letter, because I am popping things up. Sometimes you just kind of have to go with it. The alternative, of course, is that this is a card you deliver by hand. So, you know, that's an option if it's for local people. There. Yeah, that should be enough. Okay, so let's just take our backings off and get rid of those for a while. Then I'll put them in the bin later. Oop. Come on. No, you're supposed to be going to the side. Thank you. And then, I got them all off? Yes. See, I haven't drawn across the backs of them, which is what I would normally do. There we go, so that is now on. And then our little chap, who hopefully has now got his arms nicely attached, we can add some more dimensionals to him and add him to our card. Now I want to just work out whether I'm going to go there with him or there with him. I think there with him. So I'm going to run the ribbon or the trim between the two bottom dimensionals, so it will sit nicely over the two. So that's basically where his waist is. So that's good. We can use that as a guide. And there he goes. So that's that. Now, it is quite bare. So what I would probably do is... Where's the stamp set gone? There we go. I think I might just add Merry Christmas, and we'll put that up here. So let's grab Merry Christmas, and this is kind of how I go. I kind of think, is it okay as it is? Do I need to add anything more? And it's sort of not until you've done it that you know the answer to that question. Right, is that going to be wide enough? Yes, it is. Okay, so I'm going to grab Flirty Flamingo, just to tie in with the other bits of Flirty Flamingo. And this is just an off-cut of card from when I've been cutting mats. And I always like to come in from the end a bit so that I can then decide whether I want to flag the end or do anything fancy with it. So if we're going there, what I think I probably want is for that to then be on Flirty Flamingo itself. So let's grab my Flirty Flamingo and see what scraps we've got. Ooh, 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 that might work. Oh, made for the job. That's why I don't throw my scraps away. Even the little baby ones can come into their own. So what we can do is, let's stick that to that. I think I might flag the end. So you can either use your tailored tag punch to flag your end, or you can do it just by eye. Either is fine. but as I've got a tailored tag punch, I'm going to use that. Get it as square as I can. There we go. And then if I think I'll go there, and then I'll trim that straight. Okay, so let's add a little bit of adhesive behind that. Don't need much, it's not, you know, structural in any way. So if I go there, then I can come in again with my tailored tag punch and feed that through. Come along, there you go. And then that's where I am. Come back a wee bit and just punch it out. So really easy, but as I say, you could otherwise just trim it by hand, which is easy too, and I'll show you that in a moment. So that I'm going to pop there, and I think I will just there. And for that I'll just use a piece of tear and tape and stick it flat. It doesn't need anything more exciting than that. And then we are done. But I love this acetate, it's wonderful. I think this is one of the things I would be really happy if it carried over. There we go. And there is our Christmas version of our card using the Mercury acetate. Fun! Love them! So thank you very much indeed for watching. I hope you found the advice on how to get your film off your acetate useful. If you need any of the products and you're in the UK, they're listed below, as is the link to my online store. If you've got a big order, then the best deal would be to join my team, because then you get UK, it's £99 including postage for £130 worth of product, and similar figures in Europe, because I do cover France, Austria, the Netherlands and Germany for my team, and UK for shopping. Thank you very much indeed. If you've got any questions or comments, please leave those below. If you've enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up, and if you don't already subscribe and would like to, it's in the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much indeed for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Bye!